So please welcome, Toshi's going to talk about Kubernetes.
Okay, hi everyone. Today I will talk about building serverless application on top of Kubernetes. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Toshinon Sugita. My Twitter account is Toshi0607, and today's slide is tweeted in this account already. I'm from Tokyo, Japan. I'm software engineer at MailPay and developing payment service with Go, gRPC, and GKE. So I'm kinda Kubernetes guy. But I love serverless, of course. And I'm active in serverless community in Japan. We are holding serverless meetup Tokyo once in 2 or 3 months. And in October, we will hold ServerlessDays Tokyo. And I am OSS contributor and serverless framework at Go, .NET, and Knative and Knative. And I am author of 2 books about Knative and Lambda. I studied English in Cairns in 3 weeks. This is what I learned and lost in 3 weeks in Cairns. First one is very sad thing. Lost my smartphone on the first day. Oh no. But I have learned a lot how to play beach volleyball, and blueness of the sky and the sea, and brownness of Tim Tam. I love Tim Tam very much. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. This is Kubernetes. Kubernetes is an open source system for automating deployment, scaling, and management of containerized applications. This is concept of Kubernetes. You have to apply desired state to your cluster, defined in declarative manner, and controllers of Kubernetes watch and keep desired state. For example, if you want 3 containers on your cluster, you declare spec replica 3, like write image that manifest, and this makes the Kubernetes deploy 3 containers on the container. Kubernetes controller watches the state of the resource, and if one container failed, Kubernetes will recreate 1 container. In this way, Kubernetes keeps desired state continuously. This helps developers focus more on developing, and operation engineers deal with more business critical issues instead of managing containers. So how do you build a service with Kubernetes? First, of course, we have to write code. But not only that, we have to write Docker file, build Docker image, and push image to registry. After that, deploy service, expose service to the internet. And lastly, set up monitoring and autoscaling. We have a lot of things to do to develop, and we want to focus more on writing code. Next, I want to check the concept of serverless. If we adopt the way of serverless, we might be able to focus more on writing code. Cloud Native Computing Foundation (CNCF) has serverless working group, which discuss what serverless computing is. Serverless computing refers to the concept of building and running applications that do not require server management. Yes, we don't want to manage servers. And it describes a finer-grained deployment model, where applications bundled as 1 or more functions are uploaded to a platform and then executed, scaled, and built in response to the exact demand needed at the moment. The idea that consumers of serverless computing no longer need to spend time and resources on server provisioning, maintenance, updates, scaling, and capability planning, blah blah blah. As a result, developers can focus on writing their application's business logic, and operations engineers can elevate their focus to more business critical tasks. We want to realize this situation on top of Kubernetes. A serverless computing platform may provide one or both of the following. Function as a service, Faas, like AWS Lambda, Google Cloud Function, and Azure Function, and so on. And backend as a service, Paas. But Kubernetes itself is not Faas or Paas. How do we build serverless application on top of Kubernetes? One of the solutions is Knative. Knative is Kubernetes-based platform to build, deploy, and manage modern serverless workloads. Knative defines serverless workloads as computing workloads that are stateless, amenable to the process scale-out model, and primarily driven by application-level request traffic, not by resource consumption. And Knative thinks Kubernetes as below, and Kubernetes provides basic primitives like deployment and service in support of the model. Then, in addition to that, Knative realizes this one by standardizing on higher level primitives, which perform substantial amounts of automation of common infrastructure. It should be possible to build consistent toolkits that provide a richer experience than updating YAML files with kube control. So what's a Knative? Knative abstracts Kubernetes resource. Knative makes Kubernetes resources simple for developers and operation engineers, and building blocks to build your own Paas or Faas. Knative itself is not Paas or Faas, but it provides building blocks like serving and eventing. Build is deprecated. Finally, solving mundane but difficult tasks such as deploying a container, routing managing traffic with blue-green deployment, scaling automatically, and sizing workloads based on demand. Finally, binding running services to event systems. Knative helps us build platform to focus more on business value for developers and operation engineers. This is Knative stack. To the bottom, platform is Kubernetes, and on top of it, gateway exists like Istio, Glue, or Ambassador. And on top of them, Knative provides serving and eventing components. And Knative is installed to Knative, Kubernetes, as custom resource and custom controller. There are many products built from Knative, like Pivotal Function Service, GitLab Serverless, and Knative Lambda runtime. And you can build your own platform with it. To build fast on top of Kubernetes with Knative, we have to prepare those things. First, develop server to pass requests to function, because deploying artifacts are container. In container, server is executed. Server receives request and pass it to function, your function. Second, decouple server and function and include them into a single Docker file. Third, make CLI like Fast CLI or Trigger Mesh to put Kubernetes manifest and kube control out of consciousness. Finally, use Cloud Events handler in your function. I will explain Cloud Event later. So what's the difference from other Faas on top of Kubernetes? There are already many Faas solutions on top of Kubernetes, like Kubeless, Fission, and OpenFaaS. Knative itself is not Faas or Faas. It provides the layer between Kubernetes and serverless framework. Second, multiple vendors are developing together as OSS. Vendors are, for example, Google, Red Hat, Pivotal, IBM, and SAP. Last, using cloud events for event handling. Based on those, we can avoid vendor lock-in in and easily migrate to other Knative-based Faas or Faas. This is cloud events. Events are everywhere. For example, AWS S3, GCP Cloud pops up message, Kubernetes as well. However, each event publisher tends to use its own event format. Cloud event is specification for describing event data in common formats. It provides interoperability across services, platforms, and systems. And this is not only specification, but provides SDK. SDK is developed by many people as OSS. This helps, and this ensures interoperability. Pros and cons of Faas on Kubernetes with Knative. First one is freedom of runtime. We can utilize any language, binary, non-vendor SDK, but we have to prepare library by ourselves. Second one is standardized packaging format. We don't have to use different zip for each Faas, but Docker file. But we must learn how to write effective Docker file. We have more responsibility, but we can make them templated in consistent manner. Of course, you can manage products built from Knative and your own Knative-based platform, but Google released a managed serverless platform based on Knative. It's CloudRun. CloudRun is part of Google Cloud, and it is a managed serverless platform that enables you to run stateless containers invocable via HTTP requests. CloudRun provides you options to use serverless services. You can select serverless services based on your application's demand from CloudRun, App Engine, Cloud Functions, like this chart. This is today's summary. Knative provides a solution to build serverless platform on top of Kubernetes. CloudRun provides a managed serverless container platform. Third, if you don't operate Kubernetes clusters, you can choose serverless services between KaaS and Faas. KaaS is container as a service manages Kubernetes like GKE, AKS, and EKS. Finally, Knative and CloudRun are not fully matured. Knative is under V1 and CloudRun is beta. But they have a great potential, and I hope to make contributions. You can find more information on Knative in docs and on Slack and Twitter. That's all. Thank you for listening.